Happy New Year, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome to Kingdom Kickoff. Clint Schweitzer alongside Noah Groniger. And Noah, missing today in action is our good friend and our third co-host here, Rich Baldinger. He's out of action with a stomach virus. We believe he is COVID negative, but he's at home resting, ready to watch the game, hopefully from his nice plaid PJs. Maybe he's got like a onesie. I always picture that with Rich, right? So
still locked in the dungeon, I'm sure.
Oh, we'll let him out at some point this week. But we miss Rich this week, of course. But thanks for joining us here on Kingdom Kickoff, presented by Starcade Media. As always, guys, the season's it's winding down here. Implications are aplenty today. Noah, the Chiefs looking to take another step towards the 1 seed, while the Cincinnati Bengals are trying to lock up winning the AFC North for the first time in many years. So this is a big one, and one that the media has certainly been pointing to as they are looking, praying, anybody out there, can someone beat these Chiefs? And so we can start, pushing forth some narratives here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why we're having a pregame show. This should just be a Bengals pre-victory party, pre-celebration, because everyone just says they're going to win. They've got it. It's in the bag for the Bengals. Joe Burrow's the new next big thing. Patrick Mahomes, that's yesterday's news. The Bengals, I mean, they've got the chip on their shoulder. You see what Joe Burrow has done for this team, 9-6 instead of Mahomes' 11-4. But man, for the Bengals, this is a Super Bowl parade. I mean, they haven't won a playoff game, and people are talking about Joe Burrow's overtaken Patrick Mahomes. This is the crazy media-driven world that we live in, that they just want to prop up the next person before they've even accomplished really anything.
Yeah, because people want to try to fabricate a Brady-Manning rivalry, right? The problem with that is Patrick Mahomes is a former NFL MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, and played in another Super Bowl after that. There is nobody in the AFC that can remotely tout, that level of achievement, except for like a Ben Roethlisberger who's about to play his last game and right off into the sunset. So until there's somebody out there that can, play in a playoff game, win a playoff game, Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield, I think, have won a playoff game each. And those are two
playoff game.
Those are two former, major rivals of Patrick Mahomes. And here we are, even though the Chiefs started 11-4 with a chance to be the 1 seed. It is truly remarkable. And this Chiefs team is going to be tested today at Cincinnati. I think we all believe that. And I don't think any Chiefs fan or pundit is out here thinking this is going to be easy. But, man, the Chiefs are on a roll, playing their best football, maybe of the Andy Reid era here in these last 7 weeks. Now, agree or disagree with that one?
No, you have to agree. I mean, from where we were to start the season 3-4, and now we've won 8 in a row, 11-4, AFC West champions. I mean, Shane Williams brings up a good point. The only thing I now fear is I think the Chiefs are bringing back their red pants. So that could be a problem. And also, I'm kind of mad at the media. Why did you have to make me hate Joe Burrow and the Bengals? I liked them up until this point, until this week, where you started touting them as the favorites to win the Super Bowl, passing the Chiefs and Mahomes, what they've done. The Chiefs can't score points like Joe Burrow and Mahomes. We just saw what Joe Burrow did against the Ravens, 525 yards. But, I mean, that was against a Josh Johnson-led offense. They're obviously missing Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey. They're starting 3 running backs. I mean, they've been decimated by injuries this season. Of course, no Lamar Jackson, not even their backup Tyler Huntley. They had to go to a third-string Josh Johnson. So the Bengals, they're impressive. I like them. I've liked them all season, but now I have to hate them. Thanks a lot, media.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk to Joe Burrow when he was at LSU at SEC Media Days back in 2019. What an engaging, fun, interesting person he is. He talked about how he spent most of his time during that summer learning about physics, properties of physics. Maybe he could have joined the physics club that Brian was in the movie The Breakfast Club. But Joe's just an interesting guy. He's a fun guy. A lot of people said, oh, don't let that one crazy year at LSU throw you off, because, he has Jamar Chase at LSU. He's got Tayshaun Butte. He's got Terrence Marshall Jr. and he's got Justin Jefferson. Well, he still has Jamar Chase, and he has another couple of good pass catchers as well. And that's why this offense is doing as well as it is, certainly, because as you look up and down the roster here, you got to like what you see from, Higgins and Boyd. Those are, and Boyd, Tyler Boyd is a guy that could be the third 1,000-yard receiver for the Bengals, along with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So this offense is really playing well right now. Joe Mixon, we can't forget about him, a 1,100-yard rusher. What we would do to have something like that here in Kansas City is Clyde Edwards-Helaire misses another game an experiment that I'm about ready to flush down the toilet. But this this Bengals offense, it definitely provides some challenges for this Chiefs defense. Chiefs defense up to the task, though, playing its best football currently. How do you see this playing out? The Bengals going to be, is this a shootout, or are the Chiefs going to be able to kind of to force this offense to some 3 and out, some turnovers like we've seen?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be Rams Chiefs Monday Night Football that we saw a few years ago with Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes going up and down the field. But I do think it is going to be, in relative terms, a shootout, a 35-32 kind of game. I mean, we do have Rashad Fenton coming back. That's going to help the secondary against this 3-headed monster at receiver. You mentioned it there, Chase, Higgins, and Boyd. Don't forget CJ Uzama at tight end. If you're focused so much on the receivers and forget the tight end, he can kill you. Of course, we're going to have to stop Joe Mixon in the run game. But I just think this defense is playing just out of their minds. I mean, Nick Bolton's coming back. Rashad Fenton's coming back, like I mentioned. So they're just going to be stronger. I think they're going to be able to shut down Joe Mixon, make them one-dimensional. And that offensive line is not a good one for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. That's something they're going to have to shore up to kind of, if they're wanting to get to the Super Bowl someday in the next few years, make a run at it, be real, true contenders, not a 9-6 football team, but true contenders in the AFC. They're going to have to shore that up. So I think Frank Clark, Melvin Ingram, and Chris Jones are going to have their way getting to the quarterback when they do make them one-dimensional, knowing that there's going to be a lot of passing downs for Joe Burrow and those Bengals.
Well, it seems like each week that we take the field here, the Chiefs, you look at a potential game wrecker for the other team's defense, whether it be, a Joey Bosa, whether it be TJ Watt a week ago. This week, not a lot of people are going to know this name, but Trey Hendrickson playing extremely well, 14 sacks on the year.
Sam Hubbard on the other side, 7.5 sacks.
So this is a front four that could create some problems here, although the Chiefs offensive line playing so much better than it was the first 4 games. We talked about giving this line time to gel. We love that term, and going out and spending all these expensive resources on the offensive line, which the Chiefs did. It's maybe paying dividends here late in the year as Orlando Brown has made a Pro Bowl. You can laugh at that if you want, and part of me wants to. And but Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey is up for AFC Rookie of the Year, right? It's going to be hard to unseat probably Jamar Chase, but what? This offensive line is playing so much better, but the Bengals do have some capabilities up front there.
They do. I mean, Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard are no joke. So if it is Wiley at right tackle and Orlando Brown, they're going to have to work cut out for them for sure. Because like you said, I think Chris Jones has 7 sacks. That's it for him. Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson would be the leading sack guys if they were on the Kansas City Chiefs roster, with 14.5 and 7.5 out of those 2 respective guys. So Chiefs are going to have their work cut out. I think they have to run the ball more, which is going to be tough. No Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So relying on Darrell Williams, some Derek Gore. Maybe we see some Jerick McKinnon finally in the passing game, in the run game. He's a shifty, elusive speedster. So maybe we'll see some more out of him.
Well, the Chiefs lock up the AFC West for the 6th consecutive year. This is in a season that started 3-4, and it looked like, the national media was jumping off the bandwagon. Fans were off of it. We were off of it. This looked like team trash. It looked like the end of an era until you see the championship pedigree start to take over. And that's what I want to talk about here. Championship pedigree means something in the NFL. It's very rare you see a team kind of come out of nowhere, have a magical run, and not get knocked off. The Chiefs have had to pay, our path to heaven has been paved with bad intentions, let's say. Now, the Alex Smith years, starting 9-0 and 13, losing playoff games to the Colts, to the Steelers, to the Titans. It all leads to drafting Patrick Mahomes and getting over the hump, becoming a championship team. Teams like the Bengals have not experienced anything like that. Teams like, that's what we bring up, like the Chargers when they're the next big thing, or the Browns or the Ravens. They don't have the championship pedigree the Chiefs do. How big and important is that? Or is this a case where it's a regular season game? Heck, even, Steve DeBerg or, Dave Craig and the Chiefs could knock off Elway back in the day, but you knew when it came down to it, Elway was always going to get further in the playoffs and could get to a Super Bowl where you couldn't.
I think the experience factor plays a big deal in this game, but I kind of want to go back to what the media did. I mean, we saw what happened when the Raiders were meeting on our logo there. Then they just got obliterated off the planet Earth. I don't think they've been seen or heard from since. And
they're 2-0 since then.
Not that the Bengals have walked on our logo, but the media, in theory, has. Yeah. So metaphorically, figuratively, they have stepped on our logo. So I think the media is the ones that the Bengals are going to be looking at saying, oh, thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot for touting us, everybody picking us. So I think that's going to be in the Chiefs' favor, along with the experience, like you mentioned, that they have that the Bengals do not.
Well, Noah, I know you've prepared a nice little video package here.
A vignette.
A vignette, if you will. I know you guys love staring at us and hearing all of our in-depth thoughts, but we like to put together something for you guys each week. Noah did a great job here as we kind of take a look back to the week that was, as far as the disrespect. This is like the disrespect that Michael Jordan has to manufacture in his mind to win.
Not manufactured this week.
It's not manufactured when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, Noah.
Mike T, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Should be a high-scoring game. Kansas City's defense is greatly improved, but they don't have three corners to match up with Cincinnati, so I think Cincinnati makes one or two plays more than Kansas City. This should be a great game, though.
Ooh, Jeremy Fowler, who you got?
I'm going Cincinnati here. I like to be the contrarian today. It seems like the Bengals' time right now. They have 5 legitimate weapons that I don't think the Chiefs can keep up with. The offensive line has been better than I thought. Defense better than I thought. It's hard to bet against Kansas City's defense right now because they're holding really everybody to single digits under 10 points. But Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, I like what they're doing on offense. I'm going to go Cincinnati.
You are no contrarian today, my friend Jeremy Fowler. I am also going with the Bengals. I know picking against the Chiefs in December is really bold. Something tells me Cincinnati is going to have their number. I feel like the Chiefs like to pressure the quarterback. Nice. And you know what? Joe Burrow has been really good against pressure, especially the last couple of weeks.
Damian, would you rather, for the next 5 years, have Burrow or Mahomes as your quarterback?
I'm going to go with Joe Burrow. And here's why. Listen, we know about the talent. We know about the talent of Patrick Mahomes. We see the no-look passes. We see all the off-platform stuff that, a lot of us have never seen before out of the quarterback position. But I think I think Patrick Mahomes kind of spoke about it in that little clip right there. Sometimes it's about the intangibles. And what Joe Burrow has done for that Cincinnati Bengal, not just the offense, but the whole organization. It's almost like he's brought a chip on his shoulder to the whole organization. The confidence, the quiet swagger that the whole organization is having right now. And that's all because of Joe Burrow.
Quarterbacks, who has the edge, Patrick Mahomes or your boy Joe Burrow?
Man, we're talking about Patty Mahomes. We are talking about Patty Mahomes. But I am going Joe Burrow, D-Hall and MJ. I'm going Joe Burrow. Ooh. Listen, the league already knows, but you better start taking notice. Joe Burrow is that dude.
So here's the point. If it is a shootout, does Mahomes have the confidence right here, right now, to match throws with the fastest, newest gun on the block? I don't think he does.
Well, a lot to unpack there, Noah.
So there's...
I don't know. I mean, I just hearing that, it seems prefabricated. It seems fake. It seems like something you'd have to make up just to try to create some kind of a narrative. I don't know what's going on here, but I think this works in the Chiefs' favor. I think they hear all this. I think they see all this. You like to say these are professional athletes that block out the media, but man, this day and age, everybody's got Twitter on. Everybody's refreshing Twitter and Instagram every 10 minutes. This stuff's everywhere. I'm sorry to look at the accomplishments of Patrick Mahomes through the first 4 years of his NFL career. It is unmatched. It is unparalleled. And to try to fit a square peg in a round hole, Noah, which is what this is.
Yeah.
It is. It makes me a little embarrassed to be a part of sports media, to be honest, because this is fake. This is fake news. This is pie in the sky. Joe Burrow's the new young gun.
We've talked about it. They've tried to do it for years. They tried to do it with Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. Mac Jones has had his moment in the sun, and now here we are. It's Joe Burrow. No, he's the next one. I think we're coming off of this Brady Manning thing, and they've just been trying to match two people up that can be the next Brady Manning. And plus, they're just tired of the Chiefs. Just 3 AFC Championship games, 2 Super Bowls. Let's get someone else. Let's get some new blood in here to talk about. How about Joe Burrow and the Bengals? Yeah, they're 9-6. They just came off an impressive win over the Ravens. Joe Burrow, 525 yards. They're the new kids on the block. They're the new hot item. They're the new hot ticket. But we have a comment here I want to go to from Joey Bellbottoms. Joey B, is this Joe Burrow coming into our Chiefs pregame show before the game and saying Bengals fan here? If you guys win today, it'll be because your interior D line will be feasting on Burrow or on him. Is he worried about his offensive line against that Chiefs defensive line? But he's like, if they don't get to me, I'm going to have a field day against these receivers. Joey Bellbottoms, I think that's Joe Burrow coming in here.
If it is, maybe he remembers us from SEC Media Days. We did
I'm sure that's why he's here. He's like, I know those guys.
We did strike up a friendship there. And, Joe Burrow, who looks like Macaulay Culkin, my favorite movie of all time is top 5 is Home Alone.
They made us hate him.
And I have all these warm and fuzzies about LSU's 2019 national championship.
Yeah.
I love Joe Burrow, but this is a time that I think it's Patrick Mahomes quietly goes about his business and puts this team and the media back on notice that the Chiefs are far and away the favorite to get back to the Super Bowl. The 1 seed's on the line here, and you might have to go back to Denver next week to lock it up and all that. The Titans are going to play the Dolphins today, and the Dolphins have long been our personal saviors. So many times we saw 2 years ago,
it's the Patriots
handed us the 2 seed, which led us to the Super Bowl. So
thanks,
definitely look for a Dolphins win. What prediction time, Noah? We got to get people. The game's underway here. We got Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. We got dad jokes coming up for hours up here with Tony Romo. When you look at this, you talked about a 35-32 type shootout. Is that the score you're going with? How do you see this playing out?
That's exactly the score. I mentioned it earlier, and that was a little preview to my picks here. 35-32, Kansas City. It's nice to have Harrison Butker back off the COVID list and not Elliott Fry kicking that. If so, I might have a different score prediction, but we got Harrison Butker back. Hopefully he can make all his extra points. That's been a little bit of a bugaboo for Mr. Harrison, but I think it's 35-32. Chiefs get the win on Harrison Butker field goal.
Heather, I got to agree with you. How soon they've forgotten. Our boys will make them remember. Go Chiefs. Heather, I'm with you. I don't think this is going to be as high scoring, Noah, as you think it is. I mean, last week we talked with Rich Baldinger, our co-host, that this is going to be down to the wire. The Steelers are here. They have a chance to win the AFC North. Oh, my goodness. When it comes down to it, Noah, championship pedigree. This Chiefs team is covering spreads. This Chiefs team is playing close to the vest. Patrick Mahomes is taking what's being given to him. He's evolved into a much better quarterback before our very eyes in these last 7 games. No longer is it required that, the downfield passing game. I think with Travis Kelce back, I think with this offense humming along the way it is, that the Chiefs are able to control the game, control the clock, timely turnovers, keep Joe Burrow off the field. I get something like 27-17. Chiefs win it. And I do think, though, we're going to have to wait another week, lock up the 1 seed, because part of me doesn't want to go rest our starters next week at Denver because I don't want to lose to them. It's been since 2015. It's been like 12 straight wins over the Broncos. I don't want to give that up. So
go Titans, I guess. I thought we were rooting for the Dolphins, but if you don't want to rest the starters, then go Titans, I guess.
Well,
I'm not sure I can get on board with you there.
It's not that I don't want to rest the starters. I don't want to lose to the Broncos. Okay, it's been 6 years, almost 7. Anyway, Chiefs win.
I might want to rest the starters. We saw what happened with Ole Miss last night. Matt Corral, their quarterback, goes down. We need to sit Mahomes. We got to get these guys out of here.
Well, you might be right, man. I'll tell you what. Thank you guys for joining us. Hopping on a Rich Baldinger-less Kingdom kickoff. I got a pep in my step. No, it's after the new year. I love the holiday season. It's time to springboard into 2022, and I think that's going to mean good things if you're on the Chiefs side of things, not if you're Skip Bayless or some of the other pundits. You guys are going to be eating some crow here in just about 3.5 hours. So go Chiefs, Kingdom Kickoff. Thank you for joining us on Starcade Media. Appreciate all your comments and continue to join us. Hit us up on our Facebook page, Starcade Media, Twitter, Starcade Media. Just search Starcade Media for the love of Pete. Thank you so much.
We'll see you next week.